A little ironic fact about myself is for how much I love and am passionate about music, I know practically little to nothing about anything pertaining to Elvis Presley. That was before I watched the new film Elvis, which is based on not just his life, but the people around him inside of his life. And I'm going to keep this review short and sweet and as simplified as possible because, like I said, I went into this film knowing barely anything about Elvis Presley and his story. So I would like to keep that for my audience as well if they go and watch this. Because honestly, I was very pleasantly surprised with Elvis. I thought the story beats were absolutely remarkable. I thought the plotting and the storytelling, they were actually very ambitious. This whole film as a whole is a very ambitious piece of biopic film about a rock star, and there's a tiny bit of rock star cliche in the story, just about a 15-second scene in a 2.5-hour behemoth of a film. Otherwise, everything about this film is actually pretty damn original. It's extremely flamboyant. It's directed by Baz Luhrmann, who directed The Great Gatsby in like 2012 or whatever. And honestly, this was his gold-staying achievement. The Great Gatsby was kind of meh, but Elvis is actually really well done, and they chose an excellent director because his artistic style works perfectly for Elvis's story. The performances and characters, the performances of the actors portraying the characters, everybody is excellent. Everything about this film is excellent. The only two minor gripes I have about this film is the pacing is super uneven. And like I said, there's about a 15-second scene, I would say at the start of the third act, that really transcends into rockstar cliche for story, but those two things are the only problems, nitpicks that I have about Elvis, the film as a whole. As a whole, this film is remarkably well done. Set aside those two gripes. I was honestly very enthused and intrigued about this entire film as a whole throughout this entire 2.5-hour film. Elvis is honestly what Bohemian Rhapsody was trying desperately to do. The only difference with Elvis is it doesn't have the god-awful editing problems that Bohemian Rhapsody had once upon a time. Plus, Austin Butler is an actual actor. He doesn't go out and just say stupid things like, I refuse to do foreign accents or anything like Rami Malek has gone out and said. Austin Butler, honestly, he was very comparable in his acting to Tom Hanks, who I hate Tom Hanks as a person after the Epstein crap, but as an actor, I think he does a really good job acting. In his profession, he is a remarkable actor. So is Austin Butler now. I know Austin Butler was in a couple other things prior to this, but this will be his stardom, his 15 minutes of fame to really get Austin Butler into the mainstream for anything film. So overall for me, I would definitely say, hands down, before anything, go watch Elvis, get your own personal opinion, and, live through the experience. Overall, for me, I would say that Elvis is a very, very solid 8 out of 10. Thank you.